recommendations concern the Bill of Rights. We have cited the principles of the 1997 Constitution as the basis for a more comprehensive Charter of Rights in the proposed Constitution, including the manner and mechanism of implementation. Based on precedents from Kenya and South Africa, suggested provisions are submitted for inclusion, and particular attention is drawn to the process by which the Bill of Rights is to be applied, how it may be limited, and which fundamental rights and freedoms may not be limited under any circumstances. We have also made recommendations regarding substantive equality, a definition of discrimination to be included, and how human rights apply to specific groups. One of the proposed new areas we would like to highlight is the protection of human rights defenders. Fiji has a long history of struggle by human rights defenders, from early colonial times through to the present day. In our country, human rights defenders may be women's rights activists, journalists, lawyers, academics, unionists, or community workers who are among the groups facing specific human rights violations because of the work they do. As outlined in the Declaration on Human Rights Defenders of 1998, they are those individuals, groups, and organs of society that promote and protect universally recognized human rights and fundamental freedoms. This definition does not include those individuals or groups who commit or propagate violence. Within this group, women human rights defenders are a special category, facing specific vulnerabilities, not only because of what they do, but also because of who they are. Women human rights defenders are women's rights activists, women who fight for human rights in general, gay, lesbian, bisexual, and intersex activists, and others working on women's issues or advocacy for sexual rights. They put themselves on the front line in the promotion and protection of human rights. In doing so, they face risks that are specific to their gender and additional to those faced by men. We have a clear understanding of the risks that women human rights defenders face because FWRM, our staff and board, have been and continue to be attacked because of our human rights work. This occurred throughout our 26-year history, including since the December 5th, 2006 military coup. Our executive director, Virisila Buadromo, and her husband were illegally detained and physically assaulted by the military on Christmas Eve 2006 in response to her public stand for democracy and the rule of law. In the years following the coup, founding board member Imrana Jalal and her family faced legal attacks by the regime, who used petty administrative matters to demoralize and harass the veteran activist. She now no longer resides in Fiji. Our recommended clauses for inclusion in the Bill of Rights mention the specific vulnerabilities of human rights defenders and the obligation of the state to recognize, protect, and promote their rights. The other proposed new addition to the Bill of Rights that we would like to see is the link between human rights and the environment. Fiji feminists such as the late Amalia Rokotuivuna, the late Susan Parkinson, and the late Ruth Lefty worked all their lives to draw our attention to these human rights concerns. The impact of climate change and untrammeled economic development has battered the environment, and we need to ensure it is maintained and protected for present and future generations. This is a pressing issue in the light of proposed large-scale mining operations in the country, with untold consequences for the environment and for the community at large. We recommend clauses that outline our rights to a healthy and pleasant environment. All members of the community have the right to participate in the management, maintenance, preservation, and use of natural resources and the environment. To this end, the state must adopt necessary freedom of information measures, along with measures for safeguarding forests, oceans, rivers, and coasts.